It's that time of year. Fall's in the year, and when you look, everything is flavored pumpkin. There's pumpkin bread, there's pumpkin bread mix, there's pumpkin cereal. I even thought I saw pumpkin scented toilet paper. Like, really? Like, you really need to have pumpkin scented toilet paper. Like, just eat a pumpkin pie. You have pumpkin scented toilet paper in no time. But okay, I'm kidding. Today we're gonna make my all-time favorite pumpkin recipe. It comes from my mom. It's her pumpkin cake. Are you ready to bake? Then let's go. Okay, let's get started. We're gonna start off with a cake mix, yellow cake mix, or in this case, butter flavored yellow cake mix. Well, who wouldn't? And we're going to put that into a mixing bowl, and we're going to take out of it 1 cup of the cake mix, set that aside in a bowl for the topping, and to the remaining cake mix, we're going to add 1/2 cup of melted butter and add a little more butter flavor to it. Then we're going to mix it up. It's going to become a thick dough-like consistency. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that and put it in. Normally I would use a 9 by 13 inch pan. In this case I'm using a springform pan just to make it a little special. Why? Because I want to. Because it's going to look pretty cool when it comes out. You're going to take that, put it into your pan. Make sure to wash your hands because I find it easiest just to get in there and press it down. And like I said, this has been lightly greased with some non-stick spray so you can get cut out easier later on down the road. And then you're going to just get into the corner of the pan and kind of push it up the side about 1/2 inch or so. Just get a little bit of raise on the side to it like you normally would with like a cheesecake or anything like that. Kind of push it down flat so it's pretty even across the bottom of the pan. And when you're done, it's going to look something like this. So now we're going to set that aside and let's make the filling. So we're going to start with a large can of pumpkin. Get that into your mixing bowl. To the pumpkin, we're going to add 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 1/2 cup of white sugar, 3 beaten eggs, and 2/3 cup of milk, and 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. Woo, smelling good. We're going to whisk that up till it's nice and smooth. Now grab your 9 by 13 inch pan, or in this case the springform pan, with your dough at the bottom, and we're going to pour that on top. Now you can just kind of tap that down on the counter. Just get that nice and even. Let's set that aside, and now let's put together the topping for the top. You're going to get that cup of cake mix that you saved, get that into your bowl. To that you're going to add 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup of chopped pecans, and 1/2 cup of softened butter. I'm going to cut this into pieces and get it in there to make it a little bit easier because you're going to crumble this up into crumbles. Either way, you want to just start chopping that up. Eventually you can even kind of use your hand to get in there. Chop that with a knife. All I do is I just grab a piece of it and kind of just break it with my hands into chunks and just get it all across the top of the cake. I know it's a little bit messy, but that's what they made soap and water for. That's what it's going to look like. Now to kick it up a notch, I picked myself up some pumpkin pie spice sugar. That's right, you heard that correctly. Pumpkin pie spice sugar from the Steel City Salt Company, located in Pittsburgh. They got some great products. If you love to cook, you've got to check them out. The website is there, and it'll also be down in the description. So let's take a little bit of this pumpkin pie spice sugar and give it a little sprinkle on top. Yes. We'll save that a little bit for the whipped cream on top as well. Now let's get this into a 350 degree oven for about 50 minutes to an hour. Oh, you know what time it is? My favorite time of the show. We're gonna add in some pumpkin pie spice candy pecans. I just posted the video on how to make these in the shorts. You're going to want to check that out and make these. There is nothing more delicious as a snack than these, especially in the fall. And what I did is just made some of those. We're going to put some on top to garnish. Then maybe put one or two on top of the pie itself once you cut it. So let's get this baby cut. I mean, look at this thing. You want to make something great for Thanksgiving that's going to impress your family and friends, and they'll just, wow, look at that. So delicious. You're going to love it. Let's cut a chunk and get it on the plate. And let's give it a little bit of whipped topping. A little sprinkle of our pumpkin pie spice sugar from Steel City Salts right on top of that whipped topping. It's time to give it a try. That is so incredibly delicious. It's like fall just came up and slapped your taste buds right in the mouth. You gotta make this for Thanksgiving or Halloween or really any time in the fall, even in the summer. This has got to be one of the most delicious pumpkin things you can make. Here's a good food, good mood, good family, and good friends.
Flavor Flex. Good food, good mood.